Hey, Lindsay, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty well, Aubrey. I'm getting ready for the weekend, so all good,
Oh,
all good. What about
nice.
you? How are
Do you
things on your
think
end?
there's anything this weekend that you're going to that's just going to blow you away?
Oh, I don't think so. I'm not sure what's on tap for this weekend. Nothing major. I really want to watch the movie Father of the Bride again. I was talking to my
You're
partner
like, it's
about
a
that.
rewatch, so it might not blow me away.
That's a great
But it's a
movie,
good
but
movie.
it's a good one. Yeah. What are we talking about on the show today?
Yeah, this is part two of a three-part series. You can
Hmm.
definitely listen out of order, so stay to the end. We'll give you details if you missed part one. Many
Nice.
of the verbs and phrasal verbs with blow have multiple meanings. We talked about blow dried and a few others that were especially tricky in past tense. And today we're
Yes.
going to cover three more of these, each of which has a few different meanings.
Amazing. This must be one of the most common base verbs in the English language,
Yeah, it
right?
seems that way, right? So many
Yeah.
different meanings. And then three more in part three. So definitely hit follow so that you don't miss that one when it comes out.
I love it. But before we get into it, I want to call out some of our amazing listeners over on Spotify for leaving us incredible reviews. And thank you so much, guys. We do read these and we appreciate them so much. They keep us going. Thank you to Rosa Magia. Thank you so much. Thank you to Bernardo Mariano Monberna, Gabriel Alvarez Guerra Reyes. Thank you to Jesus Medina, Cesar Gallego, Cronica Criminal, and Leah Fairney. Great reviews over here. Students have asked their questions. Guys, you can ask your question in your Spotify comment. That's a great way to make sure your
Yes.
voice gets heard, gets over to us, and we answer your question on the show. Okay.
Yes. Thank you for all of those comments. I love reading those. It's often just
Yeah.
like, this show is amazing. And it gives me a little
Yes.
pick me up. I
It
love
really
those.
does. We work hard for this show. So, guys, keep us motivated. Let us know what you think. And while you're over there on Spotify or Apple or maybe YouTube, hit follow, hit subscribe so you don't miss a single update from us. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Awesome. All right. Let's dive in with these fun phrasal verbs.
Yes.
So the first one is blow over,
Hmm.
which means to pass without serious consequences. We'll
Okay.
often say this about a storm. The storm blew over. I think the
Hmm.
storm's going to blow over. It means it's
Right.
going to pass us without being like extreme or terrible.
Yeah. So that's kind of the physical, the literal use of that phrase. But then we also use it for situations that you hope will
Mhm.
pass. Like, don't worry, the argument will blow over soon. Right.
Exactly. Like we're going to get past it, and you're thinking it's not going to explode first. Like it's
Yeah.
going to blow over, right? Or the
Yeah.
controversy
Yeah.
blew over after a few days, kind
Hmm.
of petered out is another way we'll say that. Like it's going to become less serious, we'll be past it.
Yeah, I feel like these days there's always a scandal. It's like every week there's a new scandal and a new news story. And usually many of them just kind of blow over after a few days because the news cycle, the 24-hour news cycle,
Right?
right,
Something
Aubrey?
else comes up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know. Gosh, the CNN loop, right? So blow over, really common, blow away. And this is the one you asked me at the beginning, right? To be
Hmm.
impressed by something,
Right.
right?
Like her
Hmm.
performance blew me away. Maybe you go to an impressive opera, Broadway show,
Yeah.
something like that, a great
Hmm.
film, say like Wicked. I was blown away by the
Hmm.
performances in Wicked. But
And then,
this
of
verb
course,
has two other meanings.
yeah, literal meanings. I mean, you grew up in Idaho. There's some really strong wind in Idaho, right, Aubrey? Have you ever
Absolutely.
been like as did you ever have like papers blown away
Oh,
or
yeah. I've been
items?
physically blown away by the wind. The wind is so strong where I live in Idaho, especially in the winter, that you'd step outside and be like physically
Oh my
pushing.
gosh. That's
And yeah, or like, yeah, the
crazy.
papers were blown away by the wind. This is
Yeah.
very common. The wind's just throwing everything around. You can't
Mm-hmm.
ever schedule anything for outside where I lived.
Wow, that's wild. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And parts of Colorado get really windy too. I was seeing something in the news the other night. One town, I think in southwestern Colorado, got up to 100-mile-an-hour winds. It was crazy.
Oh, that is so
Yeah.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
can't really even stand
You
up outside
can't.
when it's 100-mile an hour wind.
No, the
That's crazy.
cows fly away. I mean, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yes. It's like tornado
Yeah.
winds. Oh
But
man.
then if we think about competitiveness and, competing, how does this play into being defeated, Aubrey?
Yes, a blow away also means to defeat easily or like soundly by a lot. So you could say
Yes.
our team blew them away in the finals. Maybe the score was like 60-0. That's when
Mm-hmm.
you'll say we blew them away.
Yeah, yeah, that's clearly a win. And there are other, I mean, we could do a whole other episode on All Ears English about how to say you really crush someone, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of ways to say
Yeah,
that. You need
yeah.
all of the words for like the sports headlines.
Yes,
They need lots of
yes.
ways to say that.
Clean up, right? There's a lot of things we could say. So that'll
Yep.
come another day, guys. Make sure you're following the show. But for today, our third phrasal verb with blow is blow off. What does this mean, Aubrey?
Yeah. So first, to ignore or skip something, he
Hmm.
blew off the meeting to go golfing, would mean he just decided not to go. And
Yeah,
not because he was sick and couldn't go, like to
right.
intentionally not
Yeah,
go, you blow it
yeah.
off.
It's never when you can't go. It's when you don't want to go, right? It's not like you said, not when you're sick or physically can't go into work or something,
No,
right?
exactly.
It's like playing
Choosing.
hooky.
You're
Yeah, yeah,
choosing.
yeah.
You're playing hooky.
Yeah. It's like
Exactly.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right?
Right? He blew off school.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we could also say release energy or stress. I mean, I like to run to blow off steam. Aubrey, what do you like to do to blow off steam if you want to release
Wish I liked
stress?
to run to blow off steam.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll do a
running.
bike ride to blow off steam or just go for a walk, play sports. But yeah,
Yeah.
running, I've always wanted to get into running. I know how
Yeah.
good it is for you, but I just really hate it.
Yeah, it's good for you. But then all my friends who are like marathon runners in their 40s and 50s, they all have bad knees and are like having surgery now. So like a
It's
little running
true.
is good for you, but not too much.
Not too
Not too
much,
much, right?
right? We don't want the knee issues that come
Yeah.
with it.
It's true. It's true. Okay, so Aubrey, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back and do a role play. All right?
Yes.
Okay, here we are for our role play for today. Aubrey, we're friends having a coffee on an outdoor patio. Sounds wonderful.
It
Right?
does sound wonderful, except it might be a little windy so that I could use one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll start us out. Oh, yesterday was a mess. I got into an argument with my manager.
Yeah, I heard. Honestly, I think it'll blow over in a day or two. Stuff like that usually does.
I hope so. I don't want it turning into a big thing.
Whoa, that gust of wind almost blew your papers away. Should we move inside?
No, it's so nice out here. I'll put them in my bag. By the way, did you watch the game last night?
Yes, our team blew them away. It wasn't even close.
Totally. And that final goal, I was absolutely blown away. I did not see it coming.
Oh, wait, I just realized. Didn't you have a meeting this morning?
Yeah, I kind of blew it off. I needed a break.
Honestly, I get it. After a week like that, sometimes you just need to blow off steam.
Exactly. I went for a long run and felt way better afterward. This is
Yeah.
how you know it's not me in this role play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You probably wouldn't do that. It's true. I love the scenario. Do you ever get in a scenario where it's like early spring and you're just hoping it's nice enough to sit outside, but it's really not? Maybe in Arizona it's just nice enough all the time, but in New
No,
England,
there are definitely days
no?
where you'll sit on the patio and then it's still too hot. The sun is,
Oh,
or
too
sometimes it's
hot.
a little chilly and if they don't have like
Okay.
patio heaters. So
Hmm.
sometimes it seems like it would be nice enough and then it's just a little too cold or
Yeah.
a little too hot.
Yeah, that was definitely a hallmark of life in New England. We would try to go out and sit outside in April or May,
Mm.
and then it'd be sunny. We'd be like, this will be great. We can eat outside first time of the year. And then the wind starts, and then the cold starts. And then
Yes.
we sort of make eye contact. We're like, oh, we're still lying to ourselves. It's not that great, but we're going to grit our teeth
So
and
true. That's the
suffer
same
through
with
it.
often with us with the heat. The cafes here will have,
Yeah.
or any restaurant has misters on the patio. So they're like
Misters.
misting water
Oh,
to make
interesting.
it cooler. But then
Okay.
often you'll see it's too hot. Nobody's on the patio, but the misters are going. I'm like, what a waste of
Interesting.
water. They're
Oh,
shooting all this
no.
water out. No one's sitting out there.
Wow. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
really have those as much in Colorado. That's interesting. So it's a really,
Mm.
really hot climate in Arizona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
crazy. Well,
Wow.
let's go through this. We used all of
Okay.
them here. You first started with, I think it'll blow over. I'm talking about an
Yeah.
argument I had, and you're kind of helping reassure me that you
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be a big problem. Like
Yeah.
everyone's going to get past it in a couple days.
Exactly. Get past it. It's going to move on. We're going to forget about it. We're going to move on. It's going to pass. Right.
Exactly.
And then I said, whoa, that gust of wind almost blew your papers away. So your papers almost physically,
We're
launched into the
blown
air.
off the table.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Hmm.
then I'm like, I'll just put him in my bag here. And then we start
Hmm.
talking about sports. You're saying our team blew them away. That means
Yeah.
the score was not close. We won by a landslide.
Yep, exactly. And then you said totally. And that final goal, I was absolutely blown away. So you were shocked, right?
Yeah, it must have been
Surprised.
something big, like a Hail
Yeah.
Mary or
Yeah.
soccer, like the bicycle kick, or like something really
Something
impressive. That's
really
always
good.
fun.
Yeah, something really good. Or in tennis, they call it the pesci, where you hit between your legs. And like I've seen a
Oh,
passing shot like
nice.
that before, like win a match. It's wild.
That's awesome.
It's
It's always,
insane.
especially when it's like a game winning shot.
It's
That's
so
always
cool.
so
It's so
fun.
cool. Yeah. And then you said, didn't you have a meeting this morning? And you said, yeah, I kind of blew it off, right? I needed a break, right? So you just kind of no-showed.
Yeah. And I might have let them know, but maybe I lied and said I
Right.
was sick or right. I
Yeah.
intentionally didn't go when I
Yeah.
could have. I blew it
Sure.
off.
Yep. And then what did you say? That was the last thing you said.
And then we're saying after a week like that, sometimes you need to blow off steam, right? And then I
Mm-hmm.
say, yes, I went for a run to blow off steam. That's often if you're
Nice.
stressed or there's too
Yeah.
much going on, or if you're upset, we'll say we blow off steam. It's just anything you do to get all of those emotions out.
Love it. So, as you guys know, probably unlikely we'd use blow so many times in a little conversation at a
Or we
coffee
would at
shop,
least
right?
mention it at the end. One of them would be like, did we just say blow like
Yeah.
14 times?
We'd make a joke of it, which we still need to do an episode on that, right?
Yeah, that
Making it
would be
like
good.
all of a sudden you're somehow repeating each other or repeating a theme, and then you make a joke about that. The fact that you're
Hmm.
doing that, great episode idea for another day. Aubrey, where can our listeners go now?
Yeah, so go check out part one if you missed it. That was episode 2552, How to Master Confusing Past Tense Verbs in English. So don't miss that. And then hit follow so that you don't miss part three.
Yeah. And for the takeaway today, guys, I mean, casual, expressions like this, phrasal verbs that are just colloquial, they're everyday, are the seeds of connection, right, Aubrey? I mean, this is where it comes
Absolutely.
from, right?
Yes, if we use, there are other verbs that mean all of these things, but it
Yeah.
would be a little more formal of a conversation. We
Yeah.
intentionally use the phrasal verbs to pull down that wall of formality, to be more personable with them. And we're much more likely to use phrasal verbs in a conversation like that.
Yeah, I love the way you put that. Pull down the wall of formality. We've mentioned that a few times on the show, but this is how you get connected to someone. Okay. So write these down, use these as much as you can, and let us know how it goes. All right.
Awesome. Yes, let us know on Spotify or on YouTube. Thanks again for the reviews and the comments. We love them.
All right. Talk soon, Aubrey. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye.